Okay, let's try this again. Now, this is turning into a bit of a nightmare day because this is the second time I'm filming this video. I already did it and I need to redo it because basically what I'm going to show you in this video is me changing my Dexcom 1. And I did the whole thing and I was going to show you the activation process, but then the bloody thing failed. It literally failed. It didn't activate. So I had to go back. I had to go back to the pharmacy where I bought it this morning and ask for a new one, and they didn't give me one. They said I had to call to Dexcom support and they would have to deal with it, which annoys the living crap out of me. I bought it from them, just replace it, send it back to Dexcom, whatever you do. No, couldn't do so. And I also live in a country where they don't speak English. I mean, as a second language, maybe. But in this pharmacy, the people working there aren't exactly 20 years old. They are 50s, 60s, and their English isn't strong. Excuse me. But luckily, I was expecting this, so I brought my wife just in case, and it's good that I did. Anyway, long story short, they were like, can't help. You need to call to, on the box here, there's a support number. And that's what I did while I was at the pharmacy. I didn't want to leave. Like the call desk or the where you have to press a number to move to the next place, so you get to the right place inside this central call switchboard, whatever it's called, was a long, tedious process, and I was getting quite annoyed. I was already annoyed. I mean, right now is peak working hour for me because now wife has gone and taken the kids to their sports and whatever. So I've basically spent an hour and a half not working, which is kind of frustrating, which gives me stress, which probably increases my blood sugar. But right now, it doesn't measure blood sugar. Anyway, I filmed the whole thing. Maybe I'll publish this. Maybe I'll cut something in here. Long story short, once I got through to Dexcom, or actually they called me back after taking my number. They called back less than 30 seconds. And this woman that called me back was really nice. I'm stressed, I'm pissed off, and she was absolutely wonderful, this woman. And no matter how annoyed I got from all of her poking questions, she kept her calm, which again lowered me. So, despite me giving some shit to Dexcom for their app, which I don't find super amazing, their support, world class. Like, wow. I wish I knew the name of this girl who helped me, but she was absolutely wonderful. So in case anyone from Dexcom watches this ever, there was a woman who helped me today, which is 11th of June, 2025. She helped me from the Latvian support desk. Fantastic. She did an absolutely amazing job. Okay, anyway, so the end of the story is that now Dexcom will send me a new CGM. It will take 5 business days approximately because it's being sent from another country. So that meant that I had to buy myself one more. No big deal. I'm going to need to replace one in 10 days anyway. It's just annoying. But dealing with Dexcom support was an absolute fantastic experience. So, wow, well done. So here I am. I showed how I put it on, explained all of that stuff. I'm not going to do that again. Maybe I'll edit in, but I'm going to remove the one I put it in. The failed one. if I can get it. The thing is, the glue is really strong on this one. Come on. I can't even get it off. Here we go. Huh. Wow, really? You know, something, this is kind of interesting. Now, I don't have a script, so I'm just going off of what I see here. So my previous one that I unfortunately threw away, there's a tiny, almost like a micro needle that sits under the CGM. And look at this. This is interesting. Come on, focus camera. There's blood on mine, but there is no needle. What I did notice, so when I took off the first one that I put in 10 days ago, there is a needle here that sticks into your skin. It's so tiny that you don't feel anything. But on this one, there is blood, but there's no needle. So what does that mean? Is the needle now inside of me? Or it wasn't there at all? Because when I took off the other one, the needle came out. Probably not so easy to see on the camera here. I don't know. This is where the previous one was, somewhere here. The first one didn't have blood in it. This one had blood. Okay, interesting. Let's just put on the other one. I have the alcohol pads. And you're supposed to put this thing into your fat and on the arm that you do not sleep on, or at least not the one you sleep the most on, the most dominant one, and sort of like a fatty part. So I have a little screen next to the lens. So if you see me looking away, it's because I'm looking into that screen so I can sort of see where I'm putting it. So I used to have it here I used to have it. Let me just clean that up, away all of the on this alcohol swab. All right, that one is done. And let me just take the alcohol off the one that failed as well. That was up here. At least one advantage with tattoo, I can guide much easier where things are going. All right, here we go. Now, here's my new one. No, that's my old one. Here's my new one. So this is the one I use. This is the one I get in the pharmacy. It's 46 euros. So I don't know, $50 approximately. And in the box comes this applicator stuff with a button that you shoot it in, and the thing is inside here that I will open shortly. And here is, there's a patch that you put over the, come on, focus, that you put over the CGM to hold it in place. There's one layer of glue on the thing itself, but this one goes on top to double secure it. So what you do is Here's the applicator. You twist the thing, and the CGM is inside here. Now, here is a very, very clear needle. Now, the interesting thing that I find, when I opened the previous one, there was a needle. The needle was there. Look, I don't know, does the camera capture this? There's a needle there. This tiny, tiny, tiny needle goes in to your arm, and I guess that's where it measures. And what you do is, now let me just find a place where I will put it. I need to get closer. So I think I will, it's supposed to be in the fatty part. Here was the previous one, so I think I'll put it in this part here on the red triangle on the Japanese sun. So let me just clean this up real quick. Okay, like that. So now it will not go in the same place as the previous one. And basically you just put this on your skin where you want it. So now it's clean, and let me just make sure the alcohol has dried. I'm mostly worried about where the hell did that needle go, to be honest, but okay. This is where I will put it. Yeah, here. And listen, I'm going to press this button, and you will hear the sound. 1, 2, 3. Goes in. It's shot inside. And then you're just supposed to do like this a couple of times around to secure the adhesive. You know, give it a little bit of a tap maybe. Make sure that it's in. And here's one thing that I noticed with the previous one. I pressed it and I could still see the needle inside. Now, can I still see the needle inside, I wonder? This one I can't even press in, it doesn't even go in. Still looks like there's a needle there. Anyway, here it's done. So this is what it looks after. The CGM is now securely placed here. Now this ring needs to go here, and there's no chance that I will be able to do that by myself, so I will need to have help by someone, and I will do that as soon as I'm finished recording. Oldest daughter is in the other room, I think, if she hasn't gone out with the dogs already. So now it's inside. Now on the applicator, there is a QR code and a code. Now, I don't know if there's any significance that I should or should not show you that. Probably not, but anyway. Now, where did I put my phone? Be right back. Can't do this without the phone and the application. So, let's see. I am... let me start this. So I'm going to put it up here next to me, like this. I'm going to move to the side. And I'm starting my app. And I'm sure I will get the fail message that I got. Yeah, see, sensor failed. That is the previous one I have removed. So I will do start new sensor. And what I do is I hold QR code up, and then I use this thing, and you will see on the screen next to me now. It found the QR code, sensor identified, press the thing, new sensor inserted, hold it close to the phone so they can communicate. Yeah, it has to be closer than, oh, here you go, pairing request, pair, yes, thank you. This didn't happen with the other one. Here you go. This one works. And then it will warm up for 24 minutes. So there's nothing really happening here now. I just need to put this one on, and my daughter's in the other room. I found out when I picked up my phone. So I'll be back in 24 minutes and then finish up the video. All right, and we are back, and let's check the phone. I'll open up the app. Oh, it bings. It actually works. The warm-up is done. And yeah, you see on the screen, I mean, I've lost an hour and a half of measurements, or almost 2 hours of measurement, which is, in my case, no big deal. I'm not using insulin, so it doesn't matter. But here it is, now back working. Yeah, what to say? Good experience with Dexcom. Yeah, we'll close this window. And yeah, what can I say? That was today's drama and today's story and today's log. I don't know how these things work, but how I imagine that it works, because my wife just told me, I was just on the phone with her, and she said, oh, when we went to the pharmacy, they said, in Latvian, my wife's Latvian, said, did the needle go in? And she said, I don't know. But as you probably saw from the clip here, there wasn't a needle when I took it off. There was just a bit of blood. So what I imagine happened, and I really do not know, this is pure speculation, was that the thing goes on the skin and then the needle shoots in. And probably the needle went a little bit in and then didn't break off properly or didn't get in properly, so it got pulled out. That's my speculation, and therefore it didn't connect, because there was blood on the thing. So that would be my guess. Now I'm actually curious, see if I can find a YouTube video that talks about how it works. But anyway, that is day 6, I think. Are we at day 6 or are we at day 5? Goodness me. Yes, that is day 6 of my 30-day documenting this journey with type 2 diabetes, or pre-diabetic. By the way, I got stressed and annoyed and pissed off by this whole situation. So I'm sure that my blood sugar even shot up after this, because cortisol and stress and all of that. But unfortunately, we do not have the data for this, because, it stopped working and stopped measuring. Either way, until tomorrow, see you in the next one.